A very warm welcome to all of you in this Monday evening meditation session with me, Dhyanse. Sitting here in meditation, I ask myself, is there a separation between day and night? Is there really a separation between love and hate? Is there really a separation between good and bad? Is there really a separation between life and death? Is there really a separation between anything, between this and that? On the path of meditation, there are several realizations that come to everyone, anyone and everyone who sincerely goes on the path of meditation. And one such realization is this confrontation with duality. Day, night, good, bad, right, wrong. And one realizes that there is this duality. We are caught up in this duality. In meditation, then one realizes further and asks oneself, why is there this duality? What is it that creates this duality? Is there really a duality? One realizes further and sees that this duality is an illusion. This duality is nothing but is created by one's own mind. One's own mind creates the notion of good, bad, right, wrong, this and that. They're all the same phenomena. They're all the same energy. You can pick up any aspect and see in your own inner being, in your own inner self, is there a difference between love and hate, or are these the same energies just moving from one to the other? The person that you love the most is the person that you hate the most as well. So it's this movement, this duality is created by our mind, and this mind keeps on moving from one extreme to the other. Another realization during meditation and living life of a meditator is that mind always tends to be obsessive. It cannot even live this duality. What it does is it becomes obsessive about this or that, and it keeps on moving from one obsession to the other. Sometimes you're obsessed about the day, sometimes you're obsessed about the night. Some are obsessed about life and they want to live forever. They do everything to live forever. They go on the path of immortality. Some, they are obsessed with death. They create misery for themselves. They create misery for the other. Some are obsessed with materialistic possessions, with power, with possession of matter. Some move on to the other duality, which is the spirituality. They become obsessed with spiritual powers, with spiritual possessions, with exactly the same extreme which they were on when they were on the side of materialism. So the mind is what creates this obsession with one or the other extremes, and it moves from one extreme to the other. And no matter which side you take, you are always in misery. You're always in this constant circle, this constant movement between A and B. A couple, they were always fighting, always having arguments. They were just non-stop fighting day in, day out. So the husband, he decided to end that misery. He went to the psychologist, to the marriage counselor. He said, maybe the marriage counselor has a solution to that. So he described the fight and described the problem. The marriage counselor is listening to these kind of things every single day. And he said, so the person asked, so what should I do to end this conflict with my wife all the time? The marriage counselor said, just agree to what your wife is saying. No matter what, just agree to what your wife is saying. He took that as an advice. He said, okay, maybe let me try this out. I've tried everything else, so why not just trying the agreement with what my wife is saying? Next time they had an argument, the wife was saying something else, the husband was saying something else. In the heat of the discussion, the husband forgot about the advice. For half an hour they were discussing, they were arguing constantly. And when the frustration increased, the husband remembered that what the marriage counselor had said. So he took himself out of the conversation. He went out into the garden, calmed himself down, taught himself that I would now, when I go back, I would agree to whatever my wife is saying and let this argument settle. He did not believe really that what the wife was saying was right, but he still made sure, just to kill the argument, he said, I will go and agree with my wife. So he prepared this entire mindset, and after a few minutes he went inside and told his wife, who was still very furious, you know what, now I agree to what you were saying. And the wife said, what? Really? Now I changed my mind. I think what you were saying was right. And then they started confronting again and arguing again, taking opposite stance. Arguments will always be there. What needs to be dropped is not arguments, but argumentation. The whole process of the mind needs to be dropped. One needs to move beyond the duality of this and that, the obsession with this and that. Meditation is that path. Meditation is that process of giving oneself that opportunity to drop this or that. To first of all, acknowledging, because we are also not even realizing, not even sensing that we live this duality in us. We are swinging from one side to the other all the time. So first step as a meditator is to acknowledge this duality that is created by the mind, is to really understand in one's own realization, in one's own experience, this duality that we live from one side to the other. And then after this acknowledgement of this duality is to create a balance between this or that. To not get obsessed with this, to not get obsessed with that. To remain in balance, to remain in harmony, so that the yin and the yang, they fall into harmony. And when they are in balance, then there is an opportunity to move out of both this and that, to move both out of the duality of this and that. To not have these dualities meet in agreement, to drop the argumentation, to drop the duality completely. In that state is true inner peace. In that state is true centeredness. In that state is true bliss. And if you cannot live this as your lifestyle, at least you can spend few moments in your life where you can practice this, where you can drop this or that, where you can create a balance of this duality in you and allow this opportunity to open up, where you can move and rise above this duality of this or that. How to do this as a meditation, how to do this as a practice. The first step, the first duality of the breath, the inhalation and the exhalation. There is a sense of duality in it. Let's acknowledge this sense of duality in our breath, that there is inhalation and exhalation. There's life that comes in with inhalation. There's death that flows away with exhalation. So in meditation, the first step we'll do is to bring our awareness to inhalation and exhalation, and keep our awareness on inhalation and exhalation until there's a natural balance arising between inhalation and exhalation, until the obsession, the imbalance of inhalation and exhalation is slowly fading away, until when you're breathing in and out, you arrive to a centeredness where slowly the separation between inhalation and exhalation fades away, and you feel the continuity, you feel the balance, you feel the rhythm. You are both inhalation and exhalation at the same time. Your mind becomes harmonious and observes your inhalation and exhalation as one process, not as two processes. In the beginning, you acknowledge your inhalation, you acknowledge your exhalation by being aware of inhalation, by being aware of exhalation. Through this awareness, a balance will start to arise, and with this balance, this duality of inhalation and exhalation of your breath will go away. That would be the step number one. The duality is gone on the physicality. Then we will go deeper. We will look into our subtle mechanisms, our subtle sensations, the sensations that we feel when our awareness is turned inwards, when our awareness is in our inner space, and we feel subtle sensations, our mind moving from there, here to there, thoughts arising, thoughts falling back, something arising in the mind, falling back again, thoughts of past arising, thoughts of future arising. All these dualities you will acknowledge, you will just observe. Acknowledge, observe, don't try to change it. It will naturally settle down. As you become more and more aware, as you become more and more silent in meditation, this duality will fade away. Your balance, your harmony, your centeredness, the balance between yin and yang, your inner energies will slowly start to establish on its own. All you have to do is remain aware of this inner subtle duality of this or that, and let it fade away. Start with the breath, step number one. Once you feel that your breath has settled, once you feel that your breath has reached to a harmony where you don't feel the difference between inhalation and exhalation, and you see it as one continuous process, then after 5 minutes, after 10 minutes, we'll move on to observing more subtler mechanisms in us and just observing what goes in the mind, what goes in the body, all these sensations that come and go. Throughout these observations, remain choiceless, remain non-judgmental, don't touch anything, simply observe what is going on in your body, what is going on in your mind, and let it reach to a settlement, let it reach to a natural harmony. After this observation for another 10 minutes, you will find yourself that your mind has settled, your body has settled, and it's time to remain silent. It's time to move away from any kind of observation, to move away from any object of observation, which is either was your breath or was your contents of your mind or your inner sensations, but to just remain silent, just remain aware. Absolutely nothing to do, nowhere to go, nothing to be. Just stay in silent awareness. When you are going deeper into silence, into awareness, what happens is that your mind, it slowly loses this duality, and your consciousness comes out of this duality and becomes one. What I mean by that is, when you are observing, when your awareness is on your breath, or your awareness is on any of the inner mechanisms, there is a separation between what you observe and who is observing. So the observer and the observed, there is a separation. And in silence, that separation also slowly merges and dissolves. What is left is only observation. What is left is only awareness. What is left is only pure consciousness. All what I am describing sounds theoretical, but it can very well be your experience as well, provided you do meditation sincerely, provided you practice what we learn here as often as you can, and see that all this becomes your experience, all this arises in your daily experience, not just in the moments of meditation, but also beyond the moments of meditation, and how that natural bliss, that natural silence, it spills over the rest of your life and starts influencing the rest of your life in a transformative way, in a positive way, which is beyond descriptions. With that, I would invite you to join me in this wonderful moment of silence for the next 20 to 30 minutes, where we will move from duality to non-duality, to Advaita, to a sense of oneness, to a sense of centeredness. I see there are some new faces in the room today. One small advice before we move into the meditation: please take a posture which is comfortable for you. If you feel that you cannot sit straight, even using the cushion with your back straight for the next 20 to 30 minutes, take a posture or take a sitting posture next to the wall so that your back has some kind of support, and you're not struggling with just your body throughout the next minutes. Because if you can allow your body to be at rest, you can go deeper within yourself. You can really allow your awareness to explore more than just only struggling with the physicality, struggling with your body and pain that arises, if it arises, while sitting for the next 20-30 minutes in silence. So if that's the case for you, please don't be shy and take a position next to the wall. The only thing that you need to take care of is that you're not putting your head against the wall, because if you do that, then you fall asleep. So the idea is not to fall asleep. The idea is to become more and more aware of your inner world, of your inner space. If everyone still wants to sit where they are sitting, I would invite you to close your eyes. Find a comfortable sitting posture with your hands either on your thighs or in your lap. Keep your back straight. Shoulders down. Head straight. And a gentle smile on your face. Take a nice deep breath, inhale from the nose And exhale from the nose. Another deep breath in, inhale from the nose. And exhale from the nose. Allow your body to settle. Allow your mind to settle. And bring your awareness to your breathing. And simply observe every breath that goes in and out. Observe your breath. Observe your inhalation, your exhalation. This observation is very gentle, almost effortless. Don't force anything on your breath. Allow it to find its natural rhythm. You simply observe the breath flowing in and out. Simply observe your breath. Your body settles, your mind settles, and your observation, your awareness on your breath. Feel that your breath is becoming more continuous. Your awareness becoming one, inhalation and exhalation merging into one. The breath is flowing on its own. You're simply observing your breath. A sense of centeredness arises. Maintain that while you observe your breath. Allow your breath to find its balance and flow effortlessly in and out. Now shift your awareness to your mind and observe your mind. Thoughts rising and falling. Sensations rising and falling. Your breath is silent, your mind is silent. Simply observe your mind. Remain still, silent, and simply observe your mind. observation, just remain silent and aware. Aware of nothing in particular, simply aware. No more movement. Let go in this silence. Don't hold on to anything. Let go and remain aware. Let yourself fall deeper in this silence. Let go of your body, let go of your mind. Everything disappears in the silence. Only awareness remains. Stay like this. In this moment, there is only silence and awareness. Everything else disappears. Bring back your awareness to your breath. Flowing in and out. Feel the sensations in your body. The inner silence, the sense of centeredness. In this moment, be thankful that you're alive. In this moment, be thankful that you're healthy. In this moment, be thankful that you're here and now. And very gently and slowly, you may open your eyes, move your body if you have to, or remain silent and still.